The locksmith's drill screamed through my front door at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning, and I stood there in my bathrobe, hands shaking. Not from the cold November air, but from the envelope I'd found an hour earlier, tucked behind the false bottom of my jewelry box. The envelope my son Marcus swore didn't exist. The envelope proving everything he'd done wasn't concern or love. It was calculated theft. "Ma'am, you sure you don't want to call your son first?" the locksmith asked. "The work order says he changed these locks last week for your safety."
For my safety.
That's what Marcus told everyone. Standing in this exact spot 6 days ago, hand on my shoulder, explaining I'd been forgetting things, leaving the stove on, wandering outside at night. None of it true. All of it necessary for his plan. "No," I said. "I want you to open this door, so I can get back inside my own house." The house I'd lived in for 37 years. The house where I'd raised Marcus and his sister Jennifer after their father died. The house I'd paid off with 20 years of nursing night shifts. The house that, according to those documents, was no longer in my name at all. 6 months ago, I didn't know any of this. 6 months ago, I still believed my son loved me, and my name is Patricia Monroe. I'm 52 years old, and I considered myself lucky. I had my health, my home, my children, especially Marcus, my rock after his father's heart attack took him at 49. Marcus was 31, married to Bethany, with 7-year-old twin boys I adored but rarely saw. He worked in commercial real estate, always busy, but he called every Sunday. He was a good son. Everyone said so. Last April, Marcus started expressing concerns about my memory. Had I taken my medication? Why had I called him 3 times with no recollection? "Mom, you left the oven on Tuesday," he said over coffee one Saturday in May. The smoke detector alerted the neighbors. I stared at him, confused. I hadn't used the oven in 2 days. But Marcus showed me a photo. My kitchen filled with smoke, a blackened casserole, time-stamped exactly when I'd been at the store. "I don't remember making anything," I whispered. "That's what worries me, Mom." The incidents escalated through summer. Packages arriving, adult diapers, a medical alert necklace, a walker. Items I didn't remember ordering. Marcus gently suggested seeing a neurologist. I went. Dr. Patricia Chun ran every test. Results came back excellent. "You have the cognitive function of someone in their 30s, she smiled. But Marcus wasn't relieved. "That's just one doctor's opinion. Maybe we should think about changes to keep you safe." By September, Marcus suggested I give him power of attorney. "Just in case," he said. "For emergencies." It made perfect sense. I signed. He was my son. 2 weeks later, he suggested refinancing my house to consolidate debt I didn't remember having. I signed those papers too, though my gut screamed wrong. The crack came in late October. My daughter Jennifer called from Portland. "How much money are you giving Marcus?"
"What?"
"I'm not giving Marcus money." Long pause. "Mom, he told me you're helping with the twins' tuition."
"Check your bank accounts."
"And don't tell Marcus." I didn't check that night. It felt like betrayal.
But her tone haunted me.
Next morning, I drove to my bank. The account manager printed 3 months of statements. I sat in my parked car, staring at the numbers, hands trembling. Withdrawals. Dozens. 500 here, 1,000 there. Nearly $47,000 gone in 12 weeks. Every transaction signed by Marcus using my power of attorney. That was the moment my world cracked open. I called Jennifer that evening. "Oh, Mom." Her voice broke. "I was afraid of this." "Did you know? 6 months ago, Marcus asked me to help convince you to refinance. Said you were stubborn. I refused. We fought. He accused me of abandoning you." "The incidents," I said slowly. "The oven, the packages. None of it was real. I think Marcus has been gaslighting you, building a narrative that you're declining so he can control everything." Jennifer told me to document everything and call a lawyer immediately. I did. My lawyer, Ellen Rodriguez, looked through my documents with darkening eyes. "Mrs. Monroe, your son transferred $60,000. But that's not the worst." She pushed a document toward me. "This refinancing?" "It wasn't refinancing. You signed a quitclaim deed. You no longer own your home. Marcus does. The room tilted. That's impossible. The paperwork was buried in legitimate documents. Your son has stolen your house and savings. This is elder financial abuse. When I got home, Marcus was on my porch, looking worried.
Mom.
Where were you?
At a lawyer's office, I said.
Discussing what you've done. His expression flickered, cold, calculating. Then the concern returned. You're confused again. I'm not confused. Dr. Chin says my function is perfect. The bank showed me the 60,000 you stole.
Ellen explained quitclaim deeds.
The mask dropped. Cold eyes stared back. You had no business talking to anyone. I have power of attorney. I'm protecting your assets. You've stolen my home. I secured it for the family. For Jackson and Jordan's inheritance. Someone had to. He checked his watch, dismissing me. We'll discuss this when you're calmer. He drove away, leaving me shaking. But Marcus made one mistake.
He underestimated me.
3 days later, Ellen called, voice tight with rage. Patricia, Marcus didn't just take your house. He took out a home equity line of credit. $170,000. That money's in his account. He mortgaged my house. He's stolen over $200,000 total. He could force a sale. That night, I searched everything. That's when I found the envelope. Inside, forged loan applications. Bank statements showing stolen money went toward Marcus and Bethany's boat, their kitchen renovation, the twins' camp. And emails, dozens between them, planning everything. The old lady is so easy to manipulate, Marcus wrote. She'll sign anything if I look concerned. By Christmas, we'll have everything liquidated for that Scottsdale property. What if she catches on? She won't. If she does, I'll say she's confused. Who will they believe? Her unreliable memory or her successful son documenting her decline? I vomited reading those words. Then Jennifer called with a final twist. Mom, I hired an investigator. This isn't Marcus's first time. What? Bethany's grandmother. 3 years ago. Marcus took power of attorney, drained her accounts, took her house. She died penniless in a nursing home. They couldn't prove anything because she had real dementia. He practiced on her.
Yes.
And he waited to target you until after I moved to Portland. He needed me out of the way first. Marcus had stolen my money, my house, years with my daughter. He tried to steal my sanity itself. Ellen filed criminal charges Monday. The detective examined my evidence with satisfaction. You're sharp, credible, and documented everything. Prosecutors love cases like this. An emergency motion froze all transactions on my house. But Marcus had changed the locks the night before. Which brought me to Tuesday morning, watching the locksmith hand me new keys. I stepped inside. Everything looked the same. My furniture, my photographs, my mother's china. But it felt different, tainted. I walked through each room, reclaiming my space. Made coffee in my father's percolator. Sat in the chair where I'd rocked my babies. Lay on the bed where my husband died. This was my house. My life. My story. Marcus was arrested 2 days later. Charges: financial exploitation, fraud, forgery, theft. Bethany was charged as accessory. The boat was seized. The trial took 8 months. Marcus's lawyer painted me as confused, vindictive. But the emails destroyed that narrative. Guilty on all counts. Marcus got 6 years. Bethany got 3 years probation. Full restitution ordered, though I'd never see most of it. Jennifer moved back. We're rebuilding what Marcus destroyed. She lives with me now. We have coffee every morning in the kitchen where I once signed everything away. The twins write sometimes. They don't understand why Daddy's gone. Bethany's parents have custody. I hope someday they'll ask questions. I hope someone tells them the truth. I still have nightmares where I'm losing my mind, where maybe Marcus was right. But then I remember Dr. Chen's results.
Ellenes advocacy.
Jennifer's belief in me. I'm 53 now. I own my house again, took a year of legal battles. I work part-time mentoring young nurses. I garden. I exist without fear. But here's what you need to understand. This can happen to anyone. I wasn't weak or stupid. I was a mother who loved her son, who trusted family. Financial abuse doesn't look like a stranger in an alley. Sometimes it looks like your child at your kitchen table with concern in their eyes. Sometimes it sounds like, "I'm just trying to help." Sometimes it feels like love until you realize it was theft. If someone's suddenly concerned about your memory, insisting they manage everything, isolating you from family, pay attention. Document everything.
Trust your gut.
Asking for help isn't weakness. It's survival. I learned that standing in my bathrobe on a Tuesday morning, watching a locksmith drill through my door while clutching proof of my son's betrayal. But I fought back.
And I won.
Not because I got my money back or because Marcus went to prison. I won because I refused to let him steal what mattered most, my sense of self, my truth, my clarity.
I'm Patricia Monroe.
I'm 53. I own my home. I know my own mind. And I'm nobody's victim anymore. If you've lived through something similar, share your story below. You're not alone. Sometimes knowing others understand is the first step toward healing. If this story spoke to your heart, don't let it fade. Subscribe to The Silent Parents, where every emotion finds a home.